This is a video that demonstrates diffraction of a laser beam through a single slit. I've made this out of a strip of soda can that I cut in half, and I wedged the two parts between two glass slides that I glued using ultravioletly cured glue along the edges. So the strip of aluminum is held very tightly in place and can be adjusted fairly easily and with some precision. So you'll notice that the slit is not the same width all the way across. At the top of the slit, it's very narrow or almost touching. And at the bottom of the slit, you can see that it is somewhat wider, definitely less than 1 millimeter anywhere in the slit. So as I move the laser beam, or I move the slit across the laser beam up and down, I will get different diffraction patterns on the wall. Where the slit is wider, that will give a diffraction pattern that has dashes that are closer together and smaller, and there will be more dashes. As I move the slit so that the laser beam impinges on the top part of the slit, as I move up the slit, then the diffraction orders will spread out and become more diffuse on the wall. So there will be fewer dashes and they'll be wider apart. So let me pause this and I will try to demonstrate this on the wall. Okay, here's the diffraction pattern with the laser at the widest part of the slit. There are diffraction orders, the little dashes. They're small and they're close together. As I work my way up the slit, you can see they're getting further and further apart as the slit gets narrower. And I get to the very top of the slit, and it is basically almost all just the 0th order of the middle of the beam. But you can start seeing them coming back as I go back toward the wider part of the slit. And here we see the diffraction pattern again getting very tight and close together. So there are more diffraction orders. This is called the Fraunhofer diffraction pattern. It's actually being formed at what we consider to be an infinite distance away. Well, certainly it's very large compared to the wavelength of the laser light, which is about 500 nanometers green. So there I'm at the very bottom of the slit, and they're very tiny dashes. The diffraction pattern is very tight, very well defined. One more time, up we go, and it gets wider and wider apart on the wall as we get to the narrower part of the slit, and back down again. And that is the demonstration.